More doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
Your mouth feels clean. Your throat refreshed.
My, how times have changed.
Let's take a Winston break. That's it. Winston is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack.
Cigarette executives of the 50s and 60s probably couldn't imagine a time when smoking would be so unpopular that it was illegal to smoke in bars and restaurants, and smokers would be relegated to having to smoke outside. It has been 4 years since Ohio's smoking ban went into effect. Bars, clubs, and restaurants that don't insist smokers go outside are fined, and over the years those fines have added up to about $800,000 in fresh money to the state. That money usually goes back into enforcing the fines. Here's the catch. Nearly twice as much money, about $1.5 million, has gone uncollected.
We would like to see those fines collected, and we would like to see that money go towards further enforcement of the law.
The amount each bar or club owes is usually very small, a few $100s at most, but there are hundreds of them in the state, and it really adds up. This is a list provided by the state of all of the establishments and all the private clubs that have not paid smoking fines since the ban went into effect. So we decided to tape them end to end to see how far they would stretch. The $1 million list, each page with as many as 40 names, stretches about a half block, and the block we chose was Pennsylvania Avenue, just north of 3rd Avenue. The list winds along the sidewalk after crossing an alley held down by stones we found on the street. And it leads us up to the front door of one of the biggest offenders in the state, a bar that refuses to pay its nearly $40,000 worth of fines, as much out of principle as hardship, up to the front door of Zeno's in the Harrison West Victorian Village area. Zeno's owner, Dick Allen, has been fighting the ban since there's been a ban.
I just don't believe the enforcement was proper. That's why I was kind of targeted as an example.
Here's how it's enforced. The state or county health department receives a formal complaint, and then their investigators must go out and find a smoker in the bar. They also have to identify themselves as a health department worker and explain why they are there.
There is that time from when they walk into an establishment until they find a proprietor. And so you're looking, as you come up to an establishment, you're looking to see what's going on, whether they have signs posted at the entrance. When you walk in, you can see if they have ashtrays or something that is being used as ashtrays out in an area that can be plainly seen by a proprietor and hasn't been removed.
Not paying the fines has become a matter of principle for more than Zeno's. At Parker's Tavern in Grove City, they are spending more money fighting their fines than they would just paying them.
We just took a $2,000 fine to the 10th District Court of Appeals, and we paid $2,000 fighting a $2,000 fine because of principle.
Almost all of the fines are issued to these nonprofit groups like VFWs and Fraternal Order of the Eagles, and then bars on the other hand, and they're not paying the fines because they think the fines have been unconstitutionally issued. Almost all of the bar owners are very upset about how the fines have been issued.
Principle or not, the bars still owe the money. The less money that comes in, the fewer investigators can go out, meaning more bars could get away with scoffing a law that was approved by 58% of Ohio's voters in 2006. It's up to the Ohio Attorney General's office to collect that money, and since the last election, the unpaid buck stops with Attorney General Mike DeWine.
Is there a way to actually put some teeth into this and get this money?
DeWine has a plan.
I've talked to the liquor control people, and they're going to start pulling licenses.
In other words, when a bar's license is up for renewal, if it owes fines, it loses its license until they're paid.
I think you're going to see the first wave of these within the next month, and I think that's going to totally change the dynamics of this whole issue.
All of this, however, may become a moot point as the ban itself is in jeopardy of being reversed in Ohio, or at least seriously changed. As much as society has changed since smoking was viewed as almost wholesome,
Oh, cartons of Camels are sure to please. Besides, they look so handsome under Christmas trees.
it may be about to change again. We'll explain that tonight at 11. In Columbus, I'm Mike Bowersock, NBC4.
You know, if you were to follow a busy doctor as he makes his daily round of calls, you'd find yourself having a mighty busy time keeping up with him. Time out for many men of medicine usually means just long enough to enjoy a cigarette. And because they know what a pleasure it is to smoke a mild, good-tasting cigarette, they're particular about the brand they choose. In a repeated national survey, doctors in all branches of medicine, doctors in all parts of the country were asked, "What cigarette do you smoke, doctor?" Once again, the brand named most was Camel. Yes, according to this repeated nationwide survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Why not change to Camels for the next 30 days and see what a difference it makes in your smoking enjoyment? See how Camels agree with your throat. See how mild and good tasting a cigarette can be.
Switch from Hots to Snow Fresh Filter.
Cool. Cool, Snow Fresh, cool, taste so clean, so refreshing, so cool.
As cool and as clean as a breath of fresh air. That's Snow Fresh Filter Cool.
So cool, cool.
Your mouth feels clean, your throat refreshed. The finest leaf tobacco, mild, refreshing menthol, and the world's most thoroughly tested filter. That's Snow Fresh Filter Cool. Why don't you switch from Hots to the Snow Fresh coolness of cool? As cool and as clean as a breath of fresh air. America's most refreshing cigarette. Snow Fresh Filter Cool.
They sure work hard, don't they, Bunny?
Yeah? I hate to see them work so hard.
Yeah, me too. Let's go around back where we can't see them.
Gee, we ought to do something, Fred.
Okay? How's about taking a nap?
I got a better idea. Let's take a Winston break.
That's it! Winston is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack. Winston's got that filter blend.
Yeah, Fred. Filter blend makes the big taste difference, and only Winston has it up front where it counts. Here, ahead of the pure white filter. Winston packs rich tobacco specially selected and specially processed for good flavor in filter smoking.
Yeah, Barney, Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
The Flintstones has been brought to you by Winston, America's best-selling, best-tasting filter cigarette.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
Oh, cartons of Camels are sure to please. Besides, they look so handsome under Christmas trees. So easy to give, so good to get. Give Camels, the nation's favorite cigarette. Ho, ho, ho! It's gift-packed, ready to give, with a space for your greeting.